Good morning, everyone. It is Sunday, August 21st. Hey guys, I'm Megan. I love to travel, but my passion is medicine. I'm a first-year medical student. Subscribe to my channel so you can go through the highs and lows of medical school with me. Let's all go on this journey together. I didn't really vlog a lot yesterday. I was just kind of in a funky mood, like worried about this test on Monday. So I'd gone to the coffee shop, I think like I told you guys, and studied there for the morning, came home and let the dogs out, and then went to school until like 5 p.m. and felt like I'd put in a pretty good day's worth of effort. It was a good day of studying. I definitely went over some material that had given me trouble on the test and clarified some of those problem areas. So after that, I ate dinner, and then at like 7:30, I went for a run last night. And then that was it. That was my Saturday. So I got up. Kaiser actually let me sleep in a little bit. So I got up at 6 today. It's like 7:30 now. I'm about to eat some breakfast and start watching a lecture. And yeah, just gonna study again today. I'm gonna go to yoga at 11, like I've been doing, and kind of have that break. And then there's a friend from high school that like I have not seen since high school who lives up here. And so we're gonna grab lunch after yoga. And so that will be my study break for the day, and then it'll be come home and hit the books again and test first thing tomorrow. So fingers crossed all this extra studying pays off. It would just be so nice to get all of the points I need tomorrow to pass the class without relying on the curve. I don't know if I've explained this yet, but they take the class average of both tests, or however many tests are in a block, and they curve the average up to 85%. So on the first test, the average I think was like a 73%. And everybody felt like this test was harder. So if people performed around the same, hopefully there's like a chance for 10 or so percentage points to be added, which would really be nice. But I don't want to rely on that. People could have like killed this test and and then there's might be like hardly any curves. So I would just rather like really want this test to go well tomorrow so that I can have enough points to just pass the course without any sort of curve being involved. It would just give me so much peace of mind, because they won't release like the test averages and what the curve will be for probably a day or two. They have to go through everybody's tests and like verify everything. So that would be a lot of stress for a couple of days, like relying on the curve and hoping that I pass this course. It's been hard. Like there's a lot of us who without the curve are not passing right now. So I know I'm not alone in this stress. But just, I don't know, being kind of a high performer, I've never been this bad at something. And I don't mean that to brag, it just is what it is. Like being a student has kind of always come easily to me. And I knew that this was gonna be harder, but like, wow. It's hard. So just gonna try to keep working today. And either way, after this test Monday, the scientific foundations is over. For those of us that don't pass the course, there is some form of like remediation offered. I don't know if it's later in the school year, like over Christmas break or over the summer. I'm not sure when or how that would happen, but I know they don't just kick you out of school. So I'm worried about it, but I'm not worried about it in the sense that like I know I can make it up later. I would just rather be done with this material and not have to worry about retesting at some point. So but yeah, so after that test, Monday afternoon, we start off our musculoskeletal block and like human anatomy block. So I think I told you we had our first like introduction to the anatomy lab and got to meet our donor. And so Monday we start off heavy with like 3 or 4 hours of lecture. And then Tuesday and Wednesday we have our first like true anatomy labs. So Tuesday we have a 2-hour lab on the superficial muscles of the back. And then Wednesday is a 4-hour lab, I think it's longer, 3 or 4 hours, where we do the deeper muscle structure and skeletal muscles of the back. So I need to go today at some point too and find some scrubs. I've only got 2 pairs of scrubs and they're in pretty good shape, like they're nicer scrubs. So I think I want to keep these as like my pretty nice scrubs for other clinical things and try to go find some just like super cheap ones, because everybody says after this year in the anatomy lab, like the scrubs are going to be like, I don't care how much you wash them, the smell of all the preservative chemicals is never going to come out and they are going to be stained and just like you're going to want to throw them away. So everybody recommended going to, because we usually have like 2 or 3 anatomy labs per week, or like tutoring sessions also. So Wednesday night they have a tutoring session in the anatomy lab from 7 to 8 p.m. just to have a little more time looking at things. And because anatomy is one of those things like you've just got to see it a million times to get it. So yeah, if we have lab Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, and then again Wednesday night, that's 3 pairs of scrubs I need for the week. So because I'm not doing laundry like after every lab, so I'm gonna check maybe Costco or something. I have a Costco membership. Maybe they've got some really cheap, just like the hospital really thin cheap scrubs. So I should do that today too, but I'm gonna eat my breakfast. Headed over to yoga. Well, there has been an interesting turn of events. So if you guys remember, when I first moved here, I took the steps to get my EMS license in Missouri. Not really sure if I was going to use it or how, but I just wanted to have it. Well, I know I've been really overwhelmed with school, but I felt like if I could find an EMS job that was pretty quiet, like on the weekends where I could study at work, that might work out with school. And it would be really nice to have the extra money because this student loan life sucks. So one of the jobs I'd applied to was at the Kansas City Zoo. And they called me this morning and were like, hey, we actually really need people on the weekends. That would work out very well. We have a lot of students. You're welcome to study here. So they told me to dress very casual, but to come in for an interview this afternoon. So our phone call went really well this morning. We talked for almost an hour. So I feel pretty confident that this is going to work out. So still fingers crossed that this little interview goes well and I can pick up some part-time work here at the zoo. And I just honestly think that would be such a fun place to work at anyway. I love going to the zoo. I love animals. And like what a fun place to take a study break. You know, she said they average like maybe 2, medical incidents a day, and the rest of your shift I could just study. So, but like in a study break, I could just I'm at the zoo. I could look at animals, so I'm pretty excited. So I will let you guys know how it goes. I got the job. I'm so excited. The zoo is nice. I hadn't been here since I was a little kid. It's nice. The equipment that EMS has to use is pretty nice. They've got a nice golf cart and yeah, so I got a cool part-time job and I'm pretty stoked. So I'm gonna go to the scrub store. I looked, Costco does not have scrubs. But there's a scrub store not too far from my house. So I'm gonna go get some scrubs for anatomy lab and then get back home to studying. You playing, buddy? Well, it is 6:30. I ran a couple of errands, cooked, like meal prep for the week, and now I am headed off to study. Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, the 22nd. I am getting ready to go to school. Okay, let's try this again. It is Monday the 22nd and I just got a parking ticket. Hooray! When I didn't get home until like 11:30 last night from studying, and there was absolutely nowhere to park in my apartment lot, like the off-street lot, and there was nowhere to park immediately around my building on the street. So I parked somewhere I was not super familiar with, and apparently you can't park there because I have a parking ticket. That's wonderful. Super awesome way to start my day on my way to go take a really hard test. Okay, so I'm headed over to school now. I got up at like 6:30 and I've been studying at home. It's 8 o'clock now. The test is at 9, so wish me luck. I will, let you guys know how it goes. I need 5 more percentage points to pass the course without relying on the curve. So I don't need to do a whole lot better today, but I do need to do better. So I will chat with you guys later. Well, good evening, everyone. Callie, we are out for our walk. It's like 7 o'clock. I just got home from school. So the test went a little better, but unfortunately I did not earn enough points to technically be passing the course without relying on the curve. So it's just crazy. I've never, sorry, I'm like messing with Callie's leash, never scored so low. Like, I have a 68% in the class right now, and a 70% is what you need to pass. And I think with the curve, honestly, that we're probably going to get closer to like 10% added to our grade. But yeah, I've never been in a position before where I had to like rely on a curve to pass something, and it's really scary. And they have not released the final test results yet, so I don't know what the average was on this second test yet to be able to like compute what, roughly what the curve will be for the course. So I'm just kind of in like stressful limbo right now. But other than that, just a busy day. As soon as I was done with that test, I had a meeting and then came home, took care of the dogs, came back to school, had 3 hours of lecture, and then practiced our osteopathic manipulative medicine techniques for like an hour and a half, and then had another meeting. The meeting I just got done with was for the American Medical Association, like to join that. And what's really cool about that and another club that I'm joining those are the clubs that are really involved in healthcare policy. And so as a student, I can actually write healthcare policy resolutions, and they get submitted at the state level and could potentially go all the way to a national level and become something that the AOA or the AMA lobbies for in Washington, D.C., which would be super cool. So just coming from being a first responder, I think first responder mental health care is really, really neglected, and there's not a lot of policies or protections in place for first responders who need mental health care. So I feel very strongly that I'm going to try and write a resolution about that. So they have a class in September where we'll learn how to write resolutions and kind of how all of that works, because from what I understand, there's like a 30-page packet of paperwork that is involved. So so just gonna finish walking them. Everybody's gonna have some dinner, and then I've got some school stuff I need to do tonight, so I will chat with you guys later.
From the inside to the outside. This is a dissection of the mid-thoracic region. On the left side, all the pericardium.
Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday. So I am in scrubs because today we have 2 hours of osteopathic medicine lab followed by 2 hours of anatomy lab. And this will be our first, like dissecting anatomy lab, which I'm probably repeating myself, but I'm excited. So I spent this morning going over today's anatomy lab materials. So they had like an hour's worth of videos they wanted us to watch. And then we have a virtual dissecting like app. So went through that a little bit, looking at the structures that we're going to be going over today. So I feel like a whole new person now that this heavy science block is over, and I think this is going to be so much more fun. So I am almost to school, and I will chat with you later. Good evening. It's Tuesday night now. So got through with lecture at 3, and then from 3 to 5, a bunch of us went and practiced our osteopathic medicine techniques for our practical on Thursday. And then I went to, we have a gym on campus and they have some classes. So I went to yoga from 5:15 to 6:15. And this yoga class was not yoga. This was like HIIT workout yoga. We had weights, we were doing burpees with like a yoga move thrown in every now and then. I haven't sweat this much in a while. I'm disgusting. It was a really good workout though. So apparently they alternate yoga classes on Tuesdays. So next week will be more traditional, and then the following week this girl will be back doing the much more intense version. So I am on my way home, and I'm gonna eat, shower, take care of the dogs, all that good stuff, and then try to do a few school things. But for the most part, I'm feeling an early night tonight. So chat with you later. Well, what a day. Hello. It is, I don't even know, Wednesday. Had a normal, very long day on campus today. It's now 8:15. I had to I went and took care of the dogs a little earlier this afternoon so that I could come back to campus and study some more. A bunch of us got together and like practiced our osteopathic medicine techniques for our practical tomorrow. So did that for a couple of hours, and then we only started musculoskeletal this week, but we already had a tutoring session available, so I went to that. So from 7 to a little after 8, we were in the anatomy lab, just kind of going over the bones and the muscles that we've learned so far. So I'm tired. So it was a long day. So I'm gonna go home and take care of the dogs and shower and call it a night. Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday. It is 6:40 and I am headed off to school for the day. Wish me luck on my practical. Well, good evening, everyone. It is Thursday the 25th at like 7 p.m. I didn't check in all day today, I don't think. So my practical went really well this morning. I think I did my medical procedure correctly and verbalized everything that I needed to. So I think I got full points. Or if I didn't, I don't think I lost many. So that was a great feeling. And then I was knocking out a couple of administrative tasks after that and checking email and stuff, and they posted grades for our scientific foundations block, like the final adjusted grades with the course curve and everything, and I passed. So I figured I would. I thought I was going to be okay with the curve, but it's just so nice to know that like I definitely passed and I don't have to worry about remediating over the summer or anything. So yeah, good day. So I left school around lunch and decided to just relax this afternoon since I haven't really relaxed a lot the last few weekends. So I ran a couple of errands, like to the post office and Costco, and then ate lunch and took a really nice nap. Like I died for a little bit and then came back to life nap, and then went and sat by the pool, and yeah, that's been great. So I'm getting ready to go to the park now and run or walk. I'm not sure which. I did a really intense workout Tuesday. I don't know if I told you guys that. Don't mind me. I'm just acting around you. What you doing, old man? Just relaxing on the couch.